Donald Trump is exploiting this government shutdown in every possible way to serve his own interests. And it's coming at the expense of the American people. He's using it as a weapon to push out federal employees, leave families struggling, and bury the Epstein files from public view. But that's not all. Trump just got caught trying to pull off something else during this shutdown before abruptly fleeing to Mar-a-Lago and canceling a key plan that's now backfiring. We'll break down exactly what's going on. Before we dive in, please take a second to like this video, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It really helps support what we do. Now, while Trump hides behind the shutdown and goes after his critics, he's also using it to help Republicans dismantle your health care. Something he openly admitted on the tarmac yesterday before retreating to Mar-a-Lago.
Obamacare has turned out to be a disaster, as I've been saying for years. It can be fixed or redone. People don't get good health care, and their premiums go up every single year. So we should change it. It's a disaster. Obamacare is bad health care at a very high price. So tonight we have a big celebration of Halloween, and I'll see you later. Thank you very much.
The Trump administration is ultimately always about making you feel pain. That is what they want to do. They want to inflict themselves upon anyone who disagrees with them and people who agree with them. Let's think about the people who have been most hurt by this Trump administration, by rising prices, by tariffs. Let's think about the farmers. Let's think about people in red states who rely on staff disproportionately more Trump voters do than people who voted for Harris. And they're being sold down the river by Donald Trump. He doesn't give a, though. Of course he doesn't. He actually made a post about SNAP that we're going to check out in just a second. But I have to point out, on the Obamacare attacks, Donald Trump still doesn't have a plan. Let's realize this, that this is this is like a really good moment to say this is symbolic of the entire administration in all of their plans. Donald Trump's 2 weeks away, of course, we know that. But this is what Trump likes to do, is he likes to rip away and tear down. It's a politics of subtraction on the right. They think if they just break things enough, if they remove the things that they don't like, if Donald Trump busts into D.C. and rips up homeless encampments, then everything will be fine. If he attacks enough trans people, everything will be fine. Well, bigotry doesn't get you a better society, and ripping up homeless encampments doesn't get rid of homeless people. What they are thinking they can do is just rip away until they hit some bottom point, but that's not true. What you actually need to rip up are the systems that put people in these places. The artificial scarcity that we create in this country so people like Donald Trump can get rich off cryptocurrency. So the Walton family can make billions of dollars while not actually paying their employees who use SNAP more than anyone else because they're not paid a living wage. And then do you know where people often spend their EBT dollars? Walmart. And it's corporate greed. It is corporate corruption. It is socialism for the corporations. And that is why Donald Trump is now waking up to the fact that maybe he should publicly defend SNAP while privately ripping it up. And he said that in this post right here, Trump wrote on Truth Social, "Our government lawyers do not think we have the legal authority to pay SNAP with certain monies we have available. And now 2 courts have issued conflicting opinions on what we can do and what we cannot do. I do not want Americans to go hungry just before the radical Democrats refuse to do the right thing and reopen the government." So what Donald Trump doesn't want you to know, obviously, is that there are appropriations to fund SNAP. $6 billion in an emergency fund. And why does Donald Trump not want to tap into that? It's because he wants people to feel pain. That is what Donald Trump is after. He's also just trying to break the government. Another agency, another group that he decided he was not going to fund because of this shutdown was the military. And what did Donald Trump do? He went and got a private donation to fund the military, one that doesn't actually do that. The $130 million that was donated would be enough to pay every member of the military $100 once. So that's not really keeping people's salaries in check. But as this is all going down, what is Donald Trump doing before we see what he canceled? I want to see what he went to. And that was his Halloween party at Mar-a-Lago. This is a Gilded Age-themed party. They are literally laughing in your face. They think it is funny that they are, rich in getting Tom means a cheese richer, while people are poor, while they starve, while they go without health care, while they die from treatable diseases in the wealthiest nation in the world. And Donald Trump is loving it. He is laughing it up, and he is doing whatever he wants during this shutdown because he thinks he can get away with it. But while Donald Trump is running off to Mar-a-Lago or hosting Halloween parties at the White House, there's certain events that he's canceling under the guise of the shutdown. The Trump White House hosted a Halloween event on the 30th during the government shutdown, but previously blamed the shutdown for canceling a Hispanic heritage event with his supporters. Once again, Donald Trump is betraying the very people who put him in power. Think about all the Latinos for Trump supporters now watching their own families face deportation, racial profiling, and ICE raids. People who once dreamed of celebrating at the White House with him. The truth is, Donald Trump doesn't care about you. If you're a person of color supporting him, he's shown time and again through his actions that he holds nothing but contempt. And it's not limited to race. If you're not a billionaire, if you're just an everyday American trying to make a living, whether you're a farmer in Iowa or a worker struggling to pay the bills, he has no respect or concern for you. His presidency has made life harder for working Americans, all while he and his wealthy friends profit. Take Scott Bessent, for example. He's no struggling soybean farmer. He's a multi-millionaire investor who benefited directly from Trump's $40 billion bailout tied to Argentina. These are the people Trump truly serves, not you. And when Trump canceled an event with his Latino supporters, he blamed the government shutdown. But the real reason was much simpler. He didn't want to face them. It's another reminder of who he really is, a man driven by ego, prejudice, and self-interest. At some point, his supporters need to stop defending him and see the truth. Because while Americans are suffering, Trump is focused only on himself and his inner circle as the White House falls deeper into chaos.
In order to create this, what he calls the Rose Garden Club. It's basically a fast food restaurant patio with garish yellow umbrellas he had shipped up from his house in Florida to make it look like the assistant manager hasn't arrived yet to really set the place up. Look at that. That used to be the Rose Garden. Destroying the White House Rose Garden, literally paving it, cost nearly $2 million. And then the excavator showed up. Last week, in tearing down the historic East Wing of the White House, Trump destroyed not just the East Wing, but also a second historic garden, the Jacqueline Kennedy Garden, which, despite the name, was not designed by Jackie Kennedy. The garden was named in Mrs. Kennedy's honor, but it was designed by her friend, the legendary gardener, Bunny Mellon. B-U-N-N-Y, Bunny is her first name, Bunny Mellon. You can actually just make her out, barely make her out in the background of this photo from the time, Mrs. Mellon. Bunny had married into the Mellon family's industrial and banking fortune. Through her friendship with the Kennedys, she ended up designing both the White House Rose Garden, which Trump paved, and the absolutely lovely Jackie Kennedy Garden with its magnolias and its slow-growing, painstakingly cultivated hollies. But that garden is also now gone, bulldozed by Donald Trump, destroyed to make room for Trump's new Mar-a-Lago-style ballroom, which Trump says will cost somewhere between $200 and $350 million, money he has apparently raised from private donors. The current American president has decided to never mind Congress and the power of the purse that is laid out in the Constitution. When he wants money for something, he just finds another purse somewhere. For example, last week, Trump announced that a mystery donor had decided to write a check for $130 million to help pay the troops during the government shutdown. Now, according to the New York Times, that mystery donor is named Timothy Mellon. Wait, Mellon? Wait, does the Mellon name sound familiar? Yes, same Mellon, same family. His stepmom, Bunny, designed the two gardens that Trump just bulldozed and paved. You may remember Timothy Mellon as the single largest individual donor of the 2024 election cycle. First was Elon Musk. Second was Timothy Mellon. He poured millions of dollars, many millions of dollars into helping candidate Trump. He spent another $25 million on trying to elect Robert F. Kennedy Jr., because why not? And now Timothy Mellon has written a check for $130 million to privately pay U.S. military members. And hey, the military doesn't work like that. And maybe that's illegal, but whether or not it's illegal, it's also definitely bizarre math. I mean, when you do the math, this $130 million purported donation would work out to just enough money to pay each member of the armed services $100 one time. It's nowhere near enough to keep military families paid or even out of food pantry lines during this shutdown. But sure, why not hand over $130 million to shove it down this hole? He's still giving it, maybe, I don't know. But meanwhile, Trump continues building his multi-$100 million ballroom while the government is shut down and Americans line up at food banks in droves. Trump says this ballroom will be paid for by donors, including companies like, for now at least, our parent company, Comcast. MSNBC has asked the White House and has asked Comcast exactly how much Comcast has donated to this project.
Let's be completely honest. These are Donald Trump's real priorities: luxury ballrooms, the Rose Garden, and wealthy donors. Those are the people he values, the circles he wants to move in. If you're an everyday supporter of his, he doesn't want to be near you. He doesn't care about you. He never liked you, and he never will. You've been misled, but it's not too late to change that. Elections are coming up this Tuesday. Candidates like Mickey Sherrill, Abigail Spanberger, and Zohran Mamdani are on the ballot. If you're in Pennsylvania, vote. If you're in California, vote. Wherever you are, make your voice heard. We're going to keep pushing back right here on this show. If you want to support what we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. And if you've made it all the way to the end, drop a blue heart in the comments. And until next time, I will see you soon.